You said that story talent is converting life to a higher form. Could you give an example of that?
Example?
Yes, just to try and illustrate it.
What's your favorite story? Or what are 5 of your favorite stories?
Well, for example, Little Miss Sunshine. I thought that was a fantastic story.
Little Miss Sunshine's a delight, isn't it? Yeah. And so Little Miss Sunshine takes the world of the child beauty contests, family life, right? And the whole of American culture that is obsessed with things like beauty and the success of your children. It takes that whole huge complex of American culture focused through the family down to this very specific beauty contest for children, right? And takes that huge encyclopedic content and creates a metaphor for that culture, for families, and that then focuses particularly on this obsession that Americans have with not just child beauty contests, but success. Okay? Even if the success is based on something as trivial as dolling up little girls to look like, adult women. And so any writer takes the mass of reality and focuses it down to create a story which implies everything they left out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It'll take time.
Well, ask the question again, because it's such a... No,
sure.
Ask again, because it seems on one level it should be easy to answer, and why you're not quite clear about it. So ask it again, so maybe I can understand it better.
Perhaps I was thinking more in terms of the abstract themes of life. So, for example, you said success. And whereas the example, the way you've illustrated the example is actually saying life in its broadest sense.
But you asked the question is, what does it mean to create a metaphor for life? Is that what you're asking?
You said converting life to a higher form.
To a higher form, yes. Oh, no, I didn't say higher, more expressive.
To a more expressive form.
Yeah, because if you just sat back and looked at any culture, right? It's full of contradictions, it's full of confusion, and it's on all these levels.
Sure.
Okay? And all the way down to the subconscious mind. And so it's a mass not only of breadth, but depth, and it has no form, and it has no meaning. It just is. And it's overwhelming. A storyteller then goes into this mass of life and abstracts from it a form that they put into a story that expresses everything that they left out and makes sense out of that great chaos of culture and history and people and individuals and the bits and down to the cigarette butts in an ashtray. I mean, every possible thing is eliminated except for those few characters, those few aspects of those characters, those few events, and those few details that, when it assembled into a beautifully told story, expresses a meaning about that subject, about that aspect of life, that life itself cannot possibly express. And so it isn't a higher. I mean, it's higher in the sense, and it's not like it's spiritual or transcendent, Higher only in the sense that it is clear.
Right.
And rises above the chaos of every day. In that sense, it's higher, but it doesn't. It doesn't have any other quality than it rises up out of it, coalesces into something that is a clear representation of everything that surrounds it that is implied.
So rather like picking a path through a jungle, or
Something like that.
right.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so it's higher in that it is one path.
Yes.
And as I said, somebody else may take the same jungle, find another very different way to go through it by swinging from branch to branch, right? Which is another path of a different kind, but they're both paths. So that's all it is. And so I think what was confusing was the word higher.
No, the thing was actually the conversion bit, but I'm getting there. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.